Here is my list of some of the rarest Fords from the 60s and 170 and a half. Yeah, that's close enough to the 60s, right? Have you ever heard of the 1970 Ford Falcon 429 Cobra Jet? If you didn't know this rare muscle car existed, well then join the club. This is not a Torino 429 Cobra Jet, this is a Ford Falcon 429 Cobra Jet. At the time this car was built, Ford was in the process of replacing the small body Falcon with the Maverick. The Falcon name was used on two different cars for the 1970 model year. There was the compact 1970 Falcon, and then there was the full-size Falcon. Ford only made the full-size 1970 Falcon for less than 6 months and was only available as a two-door. Production of the Ford Falcon came to an end in January of 1970, but Ford wanted to create one last ultimate Falcon. Ford took the next 6 months building the 1970 and a half 429 Cobra Jet Falcon. This was the final send-off to the Falcon name. Ford rated the 1970 Ford Falcon 429 Cobra Jet at only 370 horsepower, which we all know it had way more ponies than that, and a 0 to 60 time of 6.1 seconds. Ford only made 42 examples of this extremely rare Falcon. I had never even known that there was a Ford Falcon 429 Cobra Jet. They didn't just ban this car because it scared Chevy. They banned it because it destroyed the Hemi. This is the 1964 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt. It was a street-legal monster that was based on the two-door post-sedan Fairlane. Ford put a monster 427 cubic inch V8 in this lightweight car that dominated the drag strip. Ford Motor Company rated this engine at just 425 horsepower, but in reality, this thing was putting out around 600 horsepower. That was insane for 1964. The Thunderbolt could do the quarter mile in the mid-11s with a top speed of around 130 miles an hour. Think about it for a minute. A 600 horsepower car that did mid-11s in 1964. The NHRA eventually banned the Thunderbolt, deeming it too dominant. With only 100 of these cars ever made, it's become the holy grail of Ford muscle cars. The 1964 Ford Thunderbolt was a wolf in sheep's clothing. It was a fire-breathing dragon. It still blows my mind that Ford made a 600 plus horsepower car back in 1964. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Thunderbolt. Hey, a really quick promo for my merch website. This is a QR code t-shirt that once you scan it, it takes you to this. Check out my website, guys, www.mruniqueone.net. Now, back to the video. This is the 1963 Ford Cougar II concept car. See, Cougar. This was a concept car in 1963. The Mustang II concept sits right there. Let me do a walk around. Let me zoom this in a little bit. These are from the Detroit Historical Automotive Collection. This is a 1963 Cougar concept. How cool is that?
I'm sure they tried to pose it with that on it and realized it wasn't going to fit. So they had somebody from Fab Shop build that.
See, I didn't think that manifold was available until '66.
So this is a 63.
I know.
But it's Shelby.
Because the manifold that Ford produced over the counter with dual quads had a pair of Carters on it.
Yeah, these are Hollies. And that came from, so the car's a 63, the Shelby built the motor in 64. So I don't know who knows. I've looked, there's no part numbers on it. But we know the heritage of the car. What happened to no picture? See how you are?
You already told me yes. Otherwise I would have kept it
soft.
You don't ask him to send it to you because you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, well.
Oh, I picked the wrong file.
But yeah, it's got a Falcon radiator in it. The aprons are all Falcon.
So it's basically a Ford Falcon underneath.
No, just the aprons. The floor pans are Fairlane.
Oh, okay.
And then a lot of the exterior sheet metal doesn't have any stamping numbers on it, so it's all fabricated.
Oh. Is this the only concept car they made? Is this the only one?
This is the only Mustang
Number
II.
two?
They
What
made
happened
the
to the first concept? What
It's at the
happened
Henry
to that?
Ford.
Is it?
The Mustang 1.
Yep.
That's a complete. It's a two-seater
Yeah, it's
with a
different,
four-cylinder
yep.
behind the.
Yep. So is that a 289?
It's a.
That's in that?
Yeah.
Yep.
This was a two. It originally had a 260.
Oh, okay.
So how many miles does it have?
The odometer's disconnected. They drove it a bunch. Yeah, like the driver's seat's bumped out of it. And after they used it as a show car, they used it for parades.
Interesting.